lights off, you turn the camera off, and I'll be naked when you come back.
Ladies and gentlemen and listeners all around the world, welcome to the one, the only People's Pipebomb.
It's too high.
Too high?
Yeah, I gotta.
I'm trying to sing an onion song, a little falsetto about onions.
A little falsetto about onions, know what I'm saying? Make you cry.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, so Kira wanted me to, what's it called? Caramelize. Caramel. Yo, is it caramel? Yo, I know the caramel caramel debate, but I've never heard somebody say caramelize.
Caramelize, yeah.
Yeah, I always see caramelize. What do you hear when you hear people talk about cooking an onion a lot?
Caramelize.
That's the last time you caramelized an onion, Rod. I haven't. Tastes like an hour. It tastes good, but it's kind of like the most like wasted time, like food prep.
About to say, man, y'all bougie as hell. Yeah. Caramelizing onions for an hour.
I already had dinner. I had a couple of chicken thighs and some spinach because I'm on my Popeye shit. Started lifting again a little bit.
Yeah.
Thighs are swollen.
Yeah, you got swollen thighs.
I'm walking around like an old man, limping. Can't even get up and down some steps. It's fucking, this is a disgrace.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting old.
Yeah. Train hard. Train hard on my Brian Cage shit.
Yeah.
Look like that dude. Gonna get a pencil thin chin strap, beard. Watch me out here with my AJ Styles side. What'd you call it, Rod? What'd you say about my Styles clash? My Styles clash?
He's talking about Brian Cage.
Potential for a penis.
Get the cookie. chew your cookies before. Wash it down some Perfect Peach before you talk to me with that. Anyway, welcome to the People's Pipebomb Podcast, the pro wrestling podcast where we lobby for the jobbers, advertise for the body guys, and amuse the marks while we react to the world of wrestling. I am Cold Keith, your too pretty for TV host, and with me as always, my co-hosts, Dr. Grayson Board, Dr. Wrestling Psychology, Dr. Grayson Board. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. God is good.
Praise be.
Great week for wrestling. I watched so much wrestling over the past week.
There's a lot of shit. We got some pay-per-views. We had some pretty solid TV. Yeah. I've been dialed in on all of the more like special interest stories too, so you guys are gonna have to guide me through some of the in-ring action. I've been way more focused on all the interviews and news breaking about random shit.
Yeah, you sound like a nerd.
I've been on the message boards. Guys, I was on Squared Circle.
Yeah. And as always, to my right, with the famous Amos and the perfect Peach, my man, 2T's, 2D. Yo, you fucking me off.
With the famous Amos and the perfect Peach. I don't know, just...
My man, 2T's, 2D's, Jesus take the wheel. My man's got the keys. Fat Rod, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, y'all.
Woo.
Munchies are definitely been supplied by Famous Amos. Famous Amos has been around since 1975. Please go grab you 2 bags for $1.
Established, well established.
Shout out to the people over at Perfect Peach. Please get stocked up in your local Targets. We need it there, please.
Yeah, that was the group chat was blown up. Rod was at a Target recently looking in the T section, couldn't find the perfect peach. So Target and Bigelow need to link up. We need to play like Peacemaker. We got to be like Jericho with New Japan and AEW. We got to get in the middle, say, guys, got to have this tea.
Tea is good.
A tea.
No, it's not good.
A tete over
it's
tea.
Fucking perfect.
Boom.
Boom. Perfect 10. Hit you in the head with a chair, make you bleed. Wasn't that what Sean Spears did? Never mind. Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I guess so.
It's been
Sean Spears. Talk about Sean Spears. Who's his manager?
My boy, Tully.
Doesn't matter. Fuck his daughter. Rest in peace, Rocky Johnson.
And on that note, I want to get back to a segment that we've done here before, a segment called What's Happening on the Indies.
What's happening on the Indies? You know my man who's on the undercard. What's happening on the Indies? Hey, yo, my dude who's on the undercard. You know they work so hard. motherfucking man.
All right, so as as Rod alluded to, fuck Tully Blanchard's daughter, aka Tessa Blanchard. Let's get into it. So Impact Wrestling had a big weekend. They had their pay-per-view Hard to Kill. A lot of different matches going down. We had a Rob Van Dam with two big titty fake booty ladies versus Brian Cage and beating his ass, looking like they're burying him because, we'll get to it in a minute, talk a little bit more about Impact. But the big news... The main event, Tessa Blanchard versus Sami Callihan in an intergender match for their world title. Tessa Blanchard wins, and under any other circumstances, this would be a big feel-good moment universally. You know, they were really building this feud for a while. They had a couple of really good matches before, laying the groundwork for intergender wrestling to become more of a thing on the mainstream. But the day before the match... shit goes crazy on social media. To frame it as quickly as possible, but be as accurate as possible, Tessa Blanchard made a tweet in which she said something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, of women support each other, cool things happen. And then the floodgates opened up with a bunch of female wrestlers from the indies saying, oh, no, you're a bully and a fucking racist. That's essentially what came out. Takes, comments?
Yeah, I think in particular they were saying that she spat in La Rosa Negra's face in Japan. I don't know if they were maybe working in Stardom's, maybe what I would think. I don't know if Tessa was in Stardom. I know La Rosa was in Stardom for a bit. Yeah, spit in her face and called her the N-word. So yeah. I don't know.
That's fucked up.
It is indeed.
And the story was corroborated. I'm fucking up that word. Corroborated?
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds like there's a W, but there ain't in there.
Corroborated.
There
we go.
That doesn't sound great either. Some other people said that shit also happened. So there was several wrestlers that came to her defense to kind of say, yeah, that shit happened. I was there. So yeah, that's fucked. Rodney?
Fuck Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that because I'll turn this to a whole nother topic.
It'd be a whole different podcast.
Yeah, it'd be a whole different podcast. If I keep talking, shout out to Brandy Rhodes. She got the best theme music in AEW. I don't know. I just want to say that. Fuck Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how I feel about Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, it was...
I have no good things to say about you right now.
It was an avalanche of negativity and bad... It reminded me of sort of like a Me Too style moment, you know what I mean? Where it was a situation where somebody with a lot of power comes out and says something, and then all of a sudden an avalanche of people accusing. If you're going to get that many accusations against you, of course, there was the one instance of her spitting in the wrestler's face in Japan.
La Rosa Negra, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so she's Afro-Caribbean, I'm assuming, or...
I think she might just
She's
be black. I don't know. I think
she
might
called her
that-
N-word
great
in her
way to
face.
She is black.
I have no idea where she's from.
Yeah.
I just know that I've seen her wrestle in Stardom before a
Yes.
few years ago, and she's definitely black.
Yeah. And so long story short, she called her the N-word and spat in her face. That's like as disrespectful as you could get to another human being. And it was, like we said, several wrestlers backed up that story.
I think Tessa Blanchard needs a one-on-one hardcore match with New Jack.
Yeah.
I think
Probably.
a little, maybe a
Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yeah, guitar over the head. Maybe Magnum
those-
T.I. chair shots that Tully had her lose her mind 20 years ahead of time. I don't know, but fuck Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
So
Bullying as well, to not only just talk about the racism, but because that's one specific story, but it seemed like everybody had a story about her being an asshole.
Go
like
bully
bullying.
Ronda Rousey, and then I'll be impressed.
yeah, right.
So yeah, kids, don't bully because
Because you'll be
it'll fuck up your push.
Yes.
Yeah, really. Oh, okay, so it's interesting. I don't know if you guys saw kind of her. Okay, so after this happened, I was watching this live. She wins the belt.
Yep.
Great. they cut off before her celebration on the feed for the pay-per-view. They cut off before her celebration, so people taped it in the stadium. I don't know if you guys saw the...
I heard that she gave a sort of apology, but not really.
Not really, no. She came out and she was basically like... what exactly did she say? She basically said... You know, a lot of people have been saying a lot of things about me, and I feel like she said something along the lines of, like, don't believe everything you hear. Like, people are trying to tear me down. And she said something really weird and stupid, like, I know me, and I know I have one of the strongest minds of anybody out there. And I'm like, what is the relevance of this to anything that you're talking about?
That sounds
right
like
now?
the kind of shit that guilty people say.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I also heard, I was listening to Busted Open, and Tommy Dreamer was like half defending her, but not really, because he did not refute anything. He was just basically just like, you know, people, you know, can change and grow, and, you know, I've talked to Tessa and she needs to mature, and she has been, and yada yada, and we can't just, like, you know, shit in the past. People grow. I've done terrible things, and it's like, okay, so she definitely did all this shit.
Right. and maybe you've done some terrible shit too, apparently, Tommy Dreamer.
Well, Tommy was saying specifically, because he was being specific, because I think Tommy wanted to make sure that nobody thought that he was doing, like, racist,
any racist shit. He's like, no, I wanted to kill fucking Paul Heyman. He was like, I wanted to kill Paul Heyman.
No,
that was my terrible shit.
Well, he said that, and he also said, just like, needlessly, so even more reason why I think she did everything that people say is because Tommy Dreamer is like half defending her, or just saying that people can change, essentially, and he just talks about like how he's like cheated on every woman he's ever been with, and just like is a total dog and stuff, and I'm like, that's totally irrelevant to this conversation.
Yeah, I know, right? And then,
but
man,
so
that just ruined my childhood.
Yeah,
jeez, Tommy and Beulah.
Yeah,
that was
fucking
like,
around with Beulah.
Oh man. Ruined my childhood right there. Jeez, I can't believe you just said that, Keith. All right.
Hey, he's hardcore. I'll take them both.
Oh.
Hey, oh. Do any of us really watch Impact that much? I don't, personally.
I've been watching their pay-per-views the past few months for the podcast.
I'll be watching less moving forward.
She's definitely the best part of Impact.
That's sad.
Yeah. She's put on good matches for them before. It's like their women's division's good, but like you got to take everything holistically. And they decided after this came out, because obviously it was the day before they were going to put the fucking belt on her. They didn't like pull the trigger and cancel their plans. They still put the belt on her. And then I guess the question going forward is like, what do fans think of this, and how will it affect Impact's? Will it affect their business? Will it affect how long she has the title? Will it blah, blah, blah? There's a lot of fallout to be thought of, because it's not just about in-ring work. I mean, wrestling is as much a sport. It's an art form. It's a theater piece. And it is partly a popularity contest. And if you're a fucking shitty person and it gets out, fans don't really want to fuck with you like that. So we'll see how it goes going forward.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how it develops.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to hear fan reaction next time.
It's been mostly negative online, at least.
Right, exactly. I'm curious how fans are going to react to her.
Probably like this. Fuck Tessa Blanchard. Let's move forward.
Yeah, I'm
Sounds
down.
good
I'm
to
down.
Other things in Impact real quick. Super swole dude, Brian Cage, allegedly signing with AEW, but there's some sort of questions as to whether that's official yet or not.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened at the pay-per-view that we were just talking about with Tessa. He was supposed to fight Rob Van Dam. Van Dam, like, kind of made really quick burial work of him.
Just buried his ass, which makes me think that he's probably got a foot out the door.
Yeah, he
as
is like
the
a
dirt sheets are saying.
Van Terminator, I guess is what we're calling it now. Across the
coast to coast,
coast
drop
to coast
kick
with
through
his
a chair.
Right, with his girlfriend holding the chair up. And Cage, his face is all bloodied, and then the ref was like, "No, he's hurt. We're throwing this match out." And then Cage just got taken away backstage.
Yeah.
And then one of his friends came in to wrestle Rob Van Dam, and it was just like, it felt
very
weird and
he
awkward.
beat them too.
Right. It felt very weird and awkward though, in a way that like.
And then what did Rob Van Dam do, Grayson? The next evening or whenever the fuck they air some Impact shit.
He got Impact kicked off of Twitch TV for the foreseeable future by cutting a promo with, he and his girlfriend's girlfriend, or maybe just his other girlfriend,
Again, very, to use it clinically and not as an insult, sort of bimbo-y, porn star adjacent women.
Well, yeah, I was going to say they look like porn stars, and I'm like, I don't know, man. What's a porn star look like? That's a weird thing to say.
They're women with large fake things. They seem nice enough. I'm not trying to bury people.
How about they look like old school WWE divas. Like I'd say like 20.
Vince wasn't that much
Wilson?
of an ass man.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Terry Reynolds?
Yeah, I'm saying like that era of WWE diva kind of looking woman, only with
Jack Williams?
Swole and stacked.
Sure.
But
regardless, cuts his promo. He's in a bed in like a robe. He's got like champagne. One girl comes out with a bikini with yin yangs on it, like
rhinestone yin yangs.
Yeah, rhinestone yin yangs. This bra is like half the size it should be for her massive fake breasts.
Yep.
And her areola is showing, like peeking out of it. She continues to do whatever she's doing. It continues to fall down more.
By the way, this promo is available online for anybody curious to follow up for journalistic integrity.
She does
sake.
like a handstand on the bed and starts shaking her butt. I don't know, it's just a ridiculous promo. Then another girl comes. They're like making out. They have like
if you're a serious,
I feel like I'm describing some sort of a porno right now.
It is basically that. So if you're a real serious journalist trying to get to the bottom of this whole Twitch gate, we'll call it, even though it's not a real thing. Or you're just a perv who wants to get off a little bit. It's available online. I'm sure you can find it. If you want to see like constantly concussed Rob Van Dam nearly have sex with two women. This, I guess, is your opportunity.
So I don't know. He cuts a promo. Is very much leaning into the heel stuff.
But I couldn't tell for like 2 minutes, and there's a lot of edits in it because I could tell Rob Van Dam probably can't get through like 3 lines of a promo without being like, "Where am I?"
Yeah, no, it clips like every 5 seconds of dialogue.
Rob Van Dam, I love you, man. You're one of my idols growing up, but bro, you should probably maybe. Do something where you're not gonna have to put your brain in any more danger, because between like the headshots and the weed, you're sounding like a cult leader now. You're all sorts of out of whack. You look like Jim Jones the last couple weeks, man. Take a nap, bro. Anyway, next order of business. While we're talking about the smaller promotions, we got to talk a little bit about the Ring of Honor. The big news coming out of Ring of Honor recently is one Marty Scurll. We talked about it a lot, gentlemen. His deal was up at the end of the year, and I think we all basically were like, he's going to AEW. Fuck it.
Yeah,
maybe he'll take his time.
Yeah.
But he's going to AEW. And no, he ended up signing what I don't believe the number has been released, but they're saying the reports are quote unquote WWE main roster money, big money contract, biggest contract in Ring of Honor history, and for multiple years, I believe. I don't know the extent, but I believe it's at least 2 or 3 years.
I think that's what I was, but I don't actually know if I heard anything concrete. So
I heard multi-year, so it's at least 2 years, biggest contract in the company's history, and depending on the source you listen to, I'll trust Meltzer on this one, but Big Dave says that he is on the booking committee now as well.
Right.
Some people said that he was going to be the head booker. That seemed a little obtuse to it's one thing to promote a guy, but to just like give a guy a fat check and then be like, do whatever you want.
A guy who I don't think has ever booked anything. I don't think.
No, probably not.
So
I feel like he's probably got some very good ideas.
Sure.
But no. So he's on the booking committee of Ring of Honor now. They gave him the big ass money. Gentlemen, what do we think about Marty Scurll getting the big payday?
I think he's going to bridge the... excuse me.
Famous Amos, ladies and gentlemen.
He's going to bridge the gap to ROH, to AEW. Because AEW, those are his guys. They're not ROH guys no more. Mm-hmm. But they did do good business with ROH in the past. I'm pretty sure that they'll need those ideas. Having other big platforms available to you is never a bad idea. Mm-hmm. So he'll keep the alliances around AEW straight for the guys. I still consider Marty Scurll part of the elite, even though people won't. He's on the intro.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
oh yeah. Marty's the goat.
He's been around for, most of being the elite. And he's been one of the prominent figures throughout.
I love Marty. When Marty first shows up on Being the Elite in the early episodes, it's great. And before he even joins the Bullet Club, they just have him. He's wearing a suit to go eat at fucking Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yes, the casserole. Oh shit.
I know.
Rod's busting out the Villain Club shirt. Keeping it real. He knew we were going to talk some Marty today.
I did not know that.
Of course you did.
My shirt was clean and I wore it.
Yeah.
Why would we talk about the biggest contract in Ring of Honor history? Fuck him. But
I can't wait till we bring out the Great Muda conversation. I think I'm wearing a Great Muda shirt right now.
I pretty much always wear Wrestling Tee to Pod as if that's gonna. It's like when you wake up for a Birds game and you put on your Birds shirt, even though like you're in your crib.
Yeah. It's like you put on the Bird shirt and you put like on a hoodie over it, and like nobody's gonna see the Bird shirt.
Yeah, but
like
you know
it's there.
Yeah, it's
it's there.
If you don't have it on the beginning of the day, you gotta have it on by 1. If it ain't on by 1 p.m.,
Don't put that fucking shirt on.
no, because then you'll fuck it up. That's what happened to me, dude. I was wearing a Bullet Club t-shirt when Carson got hit in the fucking head.
Oh man, it's all your fault.
It's my fault. Philadelphia, if you looking for a scapegoat, I forgot to put on my Bird shirt before the game started, and Carson went out with that concussion.
Jeez.
I put the Bird shirt on afterwards. Too late.
Yeah,
Too fucking late. Next year, guys, we'll get him. Fly,
next year. I'm gonna text you before all the games. Make sure you have your shirt on.
EAGLES, Eagles.
Lord have mercy, what's going on tonight?
But so Marty with the big contract, and they had a pay-per-view over the weekend as well. I know Grayson was tuning in.
Of course I was.
What you got to
I feel like I'm the only person left that still watches Ring of Honor.
To be fair, I watched the last one.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You did.
PCO going over for the belt and all that.
You did. What are my thoughts on this?
I did see that match.
Yeah,
I did see that. He was part of Villain Express or Enterprise.
Yeah. PCO versus Roosh.
Yes.
Yeah, I hated that match.
It wasn't good. But
but I also don't. Whatever. I have a lot of feelings about Roosh and PCO. I think Roosh is a good wrestler.
I blame the Elite for 2019 Ring of Honor.
Sure.
Yeah, they really didn't know what to do without him for a minute.
Sure. Absolutely.
Which is why they needed to give Marty that big money, because he's the only him. And Villain Enterprises is really the only thing that's kind of over or across the wrestling landscape with fans until recently, which you might talk about, like Bandito and shit.
Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. This is what I have to say about Ring of Honor right now. I'm not super into PCO. I'm not gonna lie. PCO is I don't want to see this old man hurt himself, and I think it's a kind of corny gimmick, and I don't really think he has great matches. But the majority of the great thing of Ring of Honor, I'm being honest. I mean,
bury him. Why don't you just bury him?
I think he'll
come back because he's like Frankenstein.
Props to PCO for still having a successful career and reinvigorating his career. I just don't know. I don't think he should be the champion. Long story short, I don't think he should be heavyweight champion.
I think they just gave him the belt to be like, dude, you're old as dirt.
Maybe it was
Here's
a thank
congratulations.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, maybe it was a thank you. Thank you for helping us keep this straw house strong.
Yeah, because he was like one of the only super over people of the past year.
Yeah, no, seriously.
No, I think that's probably the case.
But I like what Ring of Honor is doing. They are look like they're co-branding with NWA right now. So, NWA is way over TNA if you ask me right now. But I like that roster because they still have some past star talent and good talent on the NWA roster. Like they have star potential, and it can definitely help boost, the newer guys who are ROH, because I can't tell you who's really in ROH and who's not. But it can help solidify their roster. I hope they just start doing shows together, how ROH and New Japan was doing most of the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're everybody's kind of reestablishing and reshaping North American wrestling.
Yeah.
Especially the viewership and the platforms that are on, because it's nobody's really being left out. All right, AEW got this over here. Yeah, Ring of Honor is still a big deal if you ask me. It's not they're going anywhere. They're they
have some pretty big money behind them too. Not to the
a smaller company that has big money. That is definitely good.
Yeah.
I like what bringing Marty Scurll in does. What's his name from NWA? He just popped up in ROH. Nick Aldis.
Oh yeah.
So it's it's re-strengthening the roster because that's all it needs is a big name roster, or just like the young guys who are coming up. Like they don't really, to me, they don't have no young lions on the roster right now. But that's what's going to change moving forward. I feel like.
Yeah. I will say the big thing that Grayson and I were talking about pre-production, and Gray might get into this when you talk about the card a little bit, but the thing that's impressed me about Ring of Honor recently is the emergence of all the Latin talent from CMLL. There's a lot of younger Mexican wrestlers in Ring of Honor that are doing big things as far as like Roosh, his brother Dragon Lee, and Bandito, who won the PWG Battle of Los Angeles this year, I believe.
Yeah, he did. I'm pretty sure. Yes, that's really, I think, what's been keeping Ring of Honor afloat in a lot of ways is their fantastic talent from CMLL. Between, I guess, Villain Enterprises just lost the 3v3 tag belts, whatever the heck they're called.
Yeah, 6-man tag belt, whatever it is.
To Bandito, Ray Horace, and Flamita, which was dope. They also
Bandito's great, by the way. We saw him wrestle at... we saw him and Dragon Lee wrestle at MSG for that event. It all comes back to that G1 Super.
It always does, man. It was the formation. So yeah, between them and like the La Facción Ingranable with Roosh, Dragon Lee, and Kenny King of all people, I still don't quite. I mean, I love it. I love the Kenny Kings with them.
I love
Kenny King.
Grayson is like the Mike Tenay of the People's Pipe Bomb. It's the Mike Tenay. His extra languages are so fluent when he actually says it.
Oh, word. I can order.
Yeah. My tope congelos or
That's
whatever.
That's a Huacan Rana, not a Frankenstein.
Yeah, Hunan Con Rana or whatever.
Tope suicida.
Yeah, I don't know. You got your Flip Gordon. I don't know. There are some good people, but regardless,
you got Maria Manic just putting dudes in the torture rack.
Flip Gordon is probably going to be the hottest commodity that is going to be free agent wise soon coming. Like he has so many options. I feel like he has like a WWE look written all over him, but I feel like he's so loyal to like the rest of the guys.
And you can, and
Marty's there still,
and they've proven that you can make that money. And I think if ROH paid Marty, they might give Flip a pretty solid contract to stick around.
I have a question for you.
Enterprises.
What's up? How much impact does like the non-Japanese talent have in New Japan? I feel like a couple years ago it was like, can't get into WWE, everybody ran to Japan. Yeah. Now it's like, okay, now we have a way of broadcasting and being on bigger platforms closer to home. Yeah. We don't got to go to Japan no more. We're back, we're back over here.
Honestly, I think the biggest non-Japanese talent in New Japan are all non-American wrestlers either. You got like Ospreay
would be my first
Jay
person.
White. Yeah. So you got a British guy and a New Zealander.
I mean,
that's why I said non-Japanese.
Okay.
Like how many,
Well,
like to their roster.
Those guys are very popular. They are a good draw in Japan, but in both cases they're not American, so it wouldn't necessarily be more beneficial to move to another country that's far away from where you're from.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I mean, like
going from, I get you.
But I mean, at least it's the same language,
Yeah, that's true.
At least same language, and at least I guess in the case of both of those guys, like you're not gonna stick out like a sore thumb for being white. moving to the U.S. as opposed to like Japan or like Ring of Honor and influence of CMLL.
Ring of Honor, CMLL, New Japan. They all have a sort of triumvirate. They all work together.
Right.
But as Rod was saying before, Marty getting all this power could mean good things potentially going forward for a partnership with AEW. That's the word on the street, is that he might want to try to find a way to bridge that gap. And Jericho, after Wrestle Kingdom 14, which we'll talk about in a minute, he said something kind of similar in a press conference. He was like, I know there's bad blood here, but we're all professionals, we're all businessmen, and beyond me speaking as somebody who wants to see it as a wrestling fan, as a wrestler and a businessman, there's money to be made and promotions to be, there's matches to promote between New Japan and AEW. We got to have an alliance. So what do you guys think is the future of, what are the possibilities? Why hasn't it happened yet? Which I think is fairly obvious. And what do you think going forward? What could that landscape look like?
I'm like Vince McMahon says, you never say never in wrestling. I'm sure it'll happen at some point if AEW continues being around. Apparently it's going to be, at least for the next couple of years. I
don't think AEW is going to be isolated from doing business with other promotions the way WWE has been pretty much isolated. WWE has the money and popularity to build the monopoly that they've built. Whereas they probably got 5 different brands all by itself. And they're just, you got one here, you got one here, you got one there. This is this type of fan, that type of fan, that type of fan. So it's I think they're just creating more platforms for for their own look. So that they don't have to do business. But I think having allies is a good thing. Having minds that think differently but kind of still on your page is a good thing, especially if you're trying to grow. It's I like last year, I like the idea of the G1 being in the Garden. I think it drew a lot of people there, who don't watch New Japan. It's I'm pretty sure that ticket wouldn't have been as cheap as it was if who everybody expected to be there was there. But but I think it definitely, it showed a lot of other wrestling, and it's from that card alone, that talent by itself, how many different organizations are all those people in right now?
Yeah.
It's good. I want to see it, I hope with Marty being with NWA and ROH that it doesn't I hope that's the superstar that they were looking for, that give them a little bit of, not power, but just a little swagger with this stuff. I'm tuned in. Yeah. A lot of people, I can see a lot of people are tuned in. They want to know what's next. Yeah. It's keeping wrestling hot.
I think, to your point, Marty is a great choice to be the big money guy, to be the star of Ring of Honor, not only because he naturally is more over than a lot of other dudes in the promotion.
Just as over as everybody who is over.
Oh yeah, for real. In any promotion. But the thing that I find interesting is Marty's one of those guys, it's funny because his character is the villain, but he is just kind of universally liked by people in the business. He has good relationships with everybody. Like we said, he's has a good relationship with the Elite because he was part of them. He trained with Nick Aldis back in the day and is tight with him, so that's how the NWA thing started.
Mob ties, baby.
Yeah, they like him in New Japan. Every time he's gone over there, he's had some good Best of Super Junior tournament matches. He was the IWGP Super.
It's his creativity.
Junior. Yeah,
it's his creativity and imagination for wrestling. We know that one quote unquote wrestling isn't real, it's choreographed. That's where I'll stand with that. But it's just the creativity that he puts into his character. I feel for a short period of time we moved away from characters and gimmicks, whereas he's still kind of a character and a gimmick, but still a real dude at the end of at the end of it.
So, he really can balance both of those worlds where sometimes it's hard for people to do that. The Fiend.
No, exactly. Great. No, that's a great example though. Where somebody he don't gotta live that I'm a bad guy lifestyle. It's just everybody. There's a need for a bad guy everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's his whole take on it. Unlike the Fiend, that motherfucker just can't be seen out in.
It's just you can't do that fucking gimmick. It doesn't lend itself to real life.
Picture the Fiend doing autograph signings, like Bray Wyatt just in the middle, just
But yeah, Marty could be the guy. I hate to use hyperbole and go overboard and shit, but Marty could be the guy to unite the kingdoms, if you will. And if he does that, Vince, I don't know. I'm curious to see what WWE does if there is a real collaboration between every other major promotion in the world.
For a real threat of an organization, I think that's what they need. It would need to be combined.
Yeah.
It's because it got to be just as big. NXT is big. NXT UK is pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
SmackDown is a thing of its own. Raw is a thing of its own. There's so many different brands they got. Then they got the Performance Center where they're just racking up talent. I feel like the Performance Center NXT is two different things now.
Yeah.
For where it was like NXT was where everybody trained and like it ain't no training in NXT. It's
No,
like you
for
gotta
sure.
come ready now, motherfucker. Like this is not the Little League no more.
Nah.
If it ever was the Little League, like they grab the biggest talent and mold them. So it's like it's like an elite camp.
Yeah. Nah, for real. So it'll be interesting to see how that all sort of develops going forward. Let's move on to a new segment. We talk about Japanese pro wrestling, or you want to take a stab at pro wrestling?
Yeah, puro wrestler. Something like that, yeah. Puro wrestler.
Next time I go to a Japanese restaurant, I'm going to have Grayson order for me.
Yeah.
Give me the takoyaki.
Yeah, give you some yaki.
Give me the unagi. The unagi.
I'm so
Yeah,
bored.
unagi don.
I'm probably gonna get it some
Unagi
rice.
Long story short, we talk about Japanese pro wrestling, whether it's New Japan or Stardom, and shit, maybe I'll even watch Noah one day. Who the hell knows? But nowadays, when we wrap up and talk about that shit, we're going to do a little segment called Greetings from Japan.
We discuss theories. Welcome to Japan.
And so, gentlemen, big event a couple of weeks ago, the New Japan equivalent of WrestleMania. If you're not familiar with Wrestle Kingdom, the biggest event outside of WrestleMania probably in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
Any argument?
No.
They did
not for
fucking
me.
2 nights this year.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
2 nights at the Tokyo Dome. If you're not familiar with New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom, for a long time, New Japan has always had a show on January 4th, New Year's being a very big holiday in Japan, so New Japan sort of decided that around New Year's would be a good time for a big wrestling showcase. So even before it was called Wrestle Kingdom, they had January 4th pay-per-view style shows. And then 14 years ago, they did the first Wrestle Kingdom, and now we're at Wrestle Kingdom 14. Some of the greatest matches of all time have happened at Wrestle Kingdoms, be it Tanahashi Okada, be it Okada Omega, talking Kota Ibushi and Nakamura. There's all sorts of amazing matches.
Steamboat Savage?
Steamboat Savage was at Wrestle Kingdom 3. Oh, wait. But anyway, so WrestleMania 14 happened.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Shit.
Brainwash.
WrestleMania 14.
Wrestle Kingdom. So,
Damn, WrestleMania 14 was lit. Sorry. Sorry. Damn, WrestleMania 14 was lit.
Wrestle Kingdom 14.
Pete Rose was at WrestleMania 14.
Head king.
Charlie Hustle.
Shit, WrestleMania 14 was in Philly, guys. I wasn't there.
Bars.
Damn.
Wrestle Kingdom 14 at the Tokyo Dome, January 4th and 5th this year. Sort of billed for a few things. One being Jushin Thunder Liger's final event. He wrestled both nights. Anybody got any thoughts on Jushin Thunder Liger?
I am so happy I got to see Jushin Thunder Liger last year at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Jushin Thunder Liger matches, I think it was Starrcade, him versus Chris Benoit. I think it was like 95. I think it was like New Japan versus WCW, and they fought in the joint. Like, yo, he rumbled everybody in WCW. Yo, shout out to one of my first shows, Jushin Thunder Liger. Yo, Jushin Thunder Liger is like a real Philly motherfucker, dog. He been to Philly a lot, yo.
Yeah.
Fuck
For a
with
Japanese wrestler,
with
he's
juice.
been to Philly more than almost
The
any
juice.
man. Yeah, Jushin Thunder Liger, great wrestler, really innovative. Grayson, any thoughts on Liger?
Yeah, great wrestler, really innovative, good kind of high flyery type stuff.
Nobody hit a surfboard like Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, had the I don't know, the lucha influence. I don't know, man. It was a great
is he-
wrestler all
is he
around
Mexican
the world.
or Japanese?
Japanese.
Japanese, yeah. But has wrestled, I mean, all over the world.
I think
Like,
he should have
he's-
just passed that gimmick down. He should just be 150 years old. Flipping around the ring. He never dies.
That's true. That would be sick.
That
Well, I
would
mean, he
actually
is. So Jushin Thunder Liger, for those that aren't familiar, he looks like a fucking Power Ranger. His character is based on a manga, I believe, or an anime.
That I don't know.
I'm not quite sure specifically which, so I'm going to get that shit wrong. But any of you weebs out there want to correct me, feel free to drop us a line at our Instagram. Fucking DM me on Twitter.
At me, bro.
Shit. At me, bro. People's Pipe Bomb Pod. At me, bro. But anyway, Jushin Thunder Liger, super innovative in the ring. Talk about the shooting star press. Mm-hmm. Liger. Talk about the shining wizard kick.
Oh yeah, classic.
Liger. As Rod was saying, like an innovator of bringing the Mexican surfboard submission style to the U.S. and WCW. You know, it was another Liger thing. One of Meltzer's faves. It has a lot of awards from different wrestling publications from the early 90s when he was really just like mixing it up and changing the game and bringing a new style of high-flying offense to promotions around the world. Liger,
he was in NXT.
I did.
He was in NXT
versus Tyler Breeze.
Yeah,
all right.
I remember he had a match in NXT.
Yeah, touched all bases, baby.
Yep.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
For sure.
First ballot Hall of
First
Famer.
ballot.
Thank you, Liger. So, from the People's Pipe Bomb to you, Jushin Thunder Liger. Thank you for your service, my friend. Appreciate you. Great wrestler.
My first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm like that.
Yeah, for real.
Ass clown from the Cowboys still crying about not being in the Hall of Fame.
Which one?
The bull that wanted to cut the promo at the draft. At the draft in Philly, Bull, Cowboys Bull wanted to cut the promo. Do y'all not remember this?
I don't know any Cowboys Hall of Fame.
Yeah, let's not talk Cowboys. I was having a good night. I don't want to talk about the fucking Cowboys.
Hey. The Eagles are still the NFC East champs.
Woo! Fuck you.
And not Dallas.
Champions.
Yeah, why don't you get Jason Garrett? Oh, wait, no, you fired his ass because he's a piece of shit dum-dum.
Oh, and you brought in Mike McCarthy.
Oh, no. You brought in Dennehy from fucking First Blood.
Yeah,
congratulations. Anyway, back to Wrestle Kingdom. So, what'd you guys think about the show overall? What were some of your highlights?
I mean,
I'm going to just be honest. I just watched the Jericho match.
Yeah?
I wasn't impressed at the Moxley match.
Yeah, that's fair.
Moxley match was just alright. Yeah.
Both of the Moxley
It
matches.
just didn't do nothing for me. I mean, I Moxley floating around the world don't you like you in AEW now? You're home. Like, stay in good shape for them because they're gonna need you. Like you're top 5 on their roster.
Yeah.
All time at this point in their game. You know, so it's like don't overexpose yourself. Even though it's great to see him at other places. It would have been better if I knew it was going to be a surprise.
Yeah, I think with Moxley in New Japan, I really loved his work at the G1 this year. Like, Grayson and I have talked about it a few times, like on our Best of pod. We talked about Moxley a little bit on the last episode, recapping 2019. His work in the G1 tournament in New Japan was amazing. Wrestle Kingdom, I thought the matches were okay. He won. He's way over in Japan for whatever reason. He leaves the Tokyo Dome with the U.S. title in New Japan.
No contract with New Japan.
No contract with New Japan.
You're probably going to dead that fucking title. Take that shit with you.
And Chris Jericho had a match, like you were saying, with Tanahashi. I thought that was a great match.
That was a good match. That was
Very decent match.
I thought it was really good. And I appreciate they got me. I thought Jericho was going to win because they did a little stipulation to make it more fun, I suppose, to kind of add a little wrinkle to it. They said if Tanahashi wins, he'll get a shot at the AEW title. As we've talked about before, AEW and New Japan are not on good terms, essentially because Kenny Omega and the Bucks left New Japan.
They dicked them over in the garden.
New Japan was mad salty. So, but Jericho wins by tapping out Tanahashi in the walls of Jericho, and damn, that was an old school lion tamer.
Old school.
Fucking knee on the neck, man. It was good.
Now, let me
High
ask you
angle.
this. You think New Japan ever going to get over that shit?
What?
The Elite leaving.
Dude, they can hold a grudge. I don't know.
I don't blame them, though.
Yeah.
Like, they came to the Garden WrestleMania weekend. You know that was strategically planned that way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it had to be like, everybody's going to be in New fucking York. And we're going to do this on Saturday, so there is no way. He dicked over everybody. And I'm happy that New Japan is taking this shit personal.
Yeah.
Even though if Cody was in the building, I probably wouldn't have made it out that day.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have been able to
Would have
afford
been
it.
with Grayson, hopefully watching it.
Yeah. We
I got a $20
ticket.
ticket. I got a $20 ticket to fucking.
I got a
that.
$16 ticket, and I bought 4 of them.
Man, fuck. Me and Corey got $20.
I got to walk around.
I thought that was a fucking
And
windfall.
I got some great grease out front.
Yeah.
Some greasy food out front of the garden. It was an experience.
I hit a knife in the bush with Corey because he brought his fucking knife, and I was like, "Yo, just tell him you're Switchblade's prop guy." Just bring a
Not New York.
Just tell him you're the Switchblade. No, I'm the Switchblade, eh?
Oh, right this way, Mr. Switchblade.
I had fun walking around the garden. The garden was nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't as special the second time though. I went like for my birthday later that year to catch Raw. Even though I did get to see Steve Austin live.
That's what's up.
Like Stone Cold, not Stunning Steve.
Stunning.
The last time I saw Steve Austin, he was Stunning Steve live.
Was that really the last time you saw Austin live? Was Stunning Steve?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Listen, as big as a wrestling fan as I am, and this is not a diss to my parents, they did not take me to enough wrestling shows.
That's real.
Right.
I went to like maybe 2 or 3 when I was growing up.
Like if I had little cousins into wrestling the way I was into wrestling, they would be at every show with me. We would be terrorizers. We would be fucking cutting up, having a great time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, WrestleMania was in Philly and I wasn't there.
Yeah. Bars.
Preach.
None of us were there, I'm assuming. I'm assuming you weren't there.
No, I was not there. I
I know-
remember. Yo, actually, I had a friend. I had a childhood friend. One of my dudes, John Scrow. Shout out Scrotum.
All my nine wrestling fans were at that WrestleMania. How about that? Like,
Yeah.
That's like their memory. Yo, I was at WrestleMania. Stone Cold versus the Fry. Yeah, cool.
Man.
Cool shit.
Well,
Cool shit, buddy.
but anyway, Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Kingdom.
I don't know. I enjoyed the show. What did you think of the show overall, Grayson?
I personally really liked it, especially night 1. Night 1 was like epic good.
Yeah, it's weird. I think the consensus is that night 1 was better than night 2. I feel like the matches were sort of spread out pretty well. There's some good stuff on both, but night 1 was a stronger card.
Yeah, especially with the whole Intercontinental. Is that what they're calling it? What's the belt called? The
Intercontinental. They did the double gold
right,
dash.
the Intercontinental and the heavyweight. Just with both of them kind of being in flux of like, oh man, what's going to happen tonight, and then ramifications into tomorrow. I guess also even with the U.S. belt a little bit.
Yes. Didn't know exactly where that was going to go with Moxley.
Yeah, that stuff was all really cool. And then I just think the matches the first night, like Ospreay Takahashi was
True. Whoa.
like indie-rific spot fests, like absolute nuts.
I will say
they both look like they wanted to break their necks again.
There's several matches that I would recommend from Wrestle Kingdom this year.
I mean, there's one in particular for sure.
Yo,
Yeah, well,
as soon as Switchblade rode out the ring, I started laughing.
that shit every time.
No, he's so funny. I love him.
I just heard Grace say true, real heel shit.
Yeah,
Yo, he does. Yo, that's
some
what
ass heel shit right there.
That's what I said on the last pod when I was saying he was my heel of the year.
Yeah.
I was like, Jay White has not once started a match in the fucking ring. He rolls out every time. But yeah, I'm just gonna rattle off a few. Fuck it. The Will Ospreay Takahashi match, as far as like creativity, big spots, that was probably the best match overall. But
a lot of really near falls.
yeah, a lot of great near falls. It was a great match. Highly recommend going and checking that out. That was for the junior heavyweight belt. And then the double gold dash thing they set up, where whoever won the Intercontinental belt the first night is going to face on the second night whoever wins the heavyweight belt, and whoever wins that matchup on the second night is going to be a double champion, Intercontinental and heavyweight, like whoever 2 belts. And it was set up from the beginning for Naito to win, but man, it was fucking cool to watch that trip. Naito versus Jay White was a great match. Okada versus Ibushi was a fucking barn burner.
that
Those
was-
guys put on a fucking amazing match.
Kind of match of the year candidate already. I think
Yeah.
everybody is thinking, or at least a lot of people are.
Yeah.
I definitely
and
feel like that's the best match I've seen this year.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then night 2, honestly, just because the first night was so fucking amazing, it was hard to top, but I really enjoyed the story they told with Naito and Okada, and Naito winning and, being Naito 2 belts, Intercontinental and heavyweight champion at the same time, combining first person to do it, and also sort of fulfilling a little quest that he had in New Japan for the past couple of years. He had a little bit of a fall from grace out of the spotlight and said, hey man, I got a premonition. At some point, I'm going to win these 2 fucking belts. And he put it all together. And then what happened, Grayson?
Yeah. And then they wouldn't even let him have his glory, enjoy the moment, because your boy Kenta came out and battered him about, which I thought was pretty great. Giving some heel heat, setting up your next feud already. And that's gonna be very fun.
Yeah, so Kenta versus Naito, they set up for the next pay-per-view as I believe New Beginnings in February. I think that's what they call it.
I think so.
New Beginnings in February. Kenta versus Naito for both belts, I believe.
Ooh.
I think he's going hard trying to challenge for both, which means I don't think he's gonna win.
I doubt it.
It should be a dope match, though.
Yeah.
It's Kenta, I don't know.
It's Kenta, I don't know.
But I'll tell you what. If you're not watching New Japan, highly recommend. It looks like they're gonna have another good year.
Oh yeah.
They got a good lineup. They got the way of telling a narrative story in wrestling in the ring and with very minimal promo work that not a lot of other people are doing these days. And more power to them. I think it's worth watching. So check out some New Japan.
Do you think Marty is going to get NWA and New Japan on the same page?
Possibly.
Name-wise, that's big business.
Yeah, for sure. Name-wise, that's huge.
That's big business, name-wise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and you think about...
To take the 10 pounds of gold to Okada.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, and think about it, too. The way NWA, what I just said about New Japan being people that tell the story in the ring, that use minimal outside storyline building. That's what NWA is doing in America. They're building with minimal and solid old school promo work and in-ring action. That's how they're telling stories. So it could be interesting to see.
Yeah. I just want to get this out there real quick. I love Keith's wife.
Yeah.
She hooked us up with
Facts.
a
Hey,
bomb.
whoa. I love my wife.
We here at People's Pipebomb
Yeah.
love your great wife's cooking.
Thank you.
Boss.
Thank you. No, she is the boss. Thank you.
And some
We can all,
polenta.
No, it's true, man. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate your wife.
Yo, I get what you mean. It just doesn't sound right. But thank you. Love you too. It's all love. Thank you, Kira. Shout out to Kira. She's a great woman. Hold me down.
No heel turns over here.
Yeah, no, for real. We good. It's lovely.
You didn't ask for this good meal, did you?
What's up?
You didn't have to ask for this good meal, did you?
No.
That's 'cause
I
she
cook a lot
too. Yeah.
But yeah, she cooked tonight because I told her, I was like, I can try to whip up some rice or something before I head upstairs, and she was like, no, I'll come home, I'll make it, I'll figure something out. I was like, all right.
Bomb.
So yeah, shout out to Kira making some polenta with some a nice bean mix with some chickpeas and kidney beans and some nice onions and all the fresh herbs and everything. Very cheesy, tasty.
She made cheese from scratch or something?
Yeah, she made ricotta from scratch just now. Yeah, she does that. It's pretty nice, yeah. I love my wife. Yo, I say it all the time on here for various reasons. But legit, love my wife.
This is one of the myriad of reasons.
Anyway, gentlemen, while we're digging into a lovely home-cooked meal, what about, we talked about Impact. We talked about Ring of Honor. We talked a little bit in there, speckled in about NWA. We talked about New Japan. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of what we normally talk about. Here we got AEW, NXT, and WWE. First, let's start probably with the least amount of detail that we got this week, AEW. Now, there's a few things simmering as far as long-term storylines in AEW right now. We got the Moxley versus Inner Circle feud, which has had a couple of flare-ups lately. Although I would say we haven't done a show since Mox turned down the Inner Circle invitation, which I would say, I will touch on briefly, was a pretty genius bit of booking because it was fucking obvious, but they did the weakest half swerve, but dude, Mox is pretty charismatic outside of WWE. So he pretends like he's gonna join the Inner Circle, until they give him the keys to this Ford GT. And then he just grabs a mic and he's like, I'm just kidding, Chris. I'm not joining the Inner Circle. It's a stupid group. That's like always. I just love it. Instead of like saying it, it's like, no, this is stupid.
It's stupid.
This is stupid group.
Why would I do that? It's stupid.
But yeah, so Moxley versus Chris Jericho in the Inner Circle. You got the there's the ongoing story of Hangman Page. Will he, won't he turn heel? He's been drinking a bit lately. That's been entertaining.
That's been great. The match they had, the Ford tag team match to start the show, had some great little storyline bits.
Yeah, on the January 15th AEW, if you can go check out one match from that show, the four-way tag team match to determine the number one contenders. Kenny and Hangman, Adam Page ended up winning. Great match. Very good for a televised match for sure. And definitely not the type of thing that you would see in WWE. Very like high spotty, crazy shit. Some of the shit that the WWE stalwarts might complain about from AEW, but very good match. What else? You got Cody and MJF, their ongoing saga. Cody's going to do all the dumb shit that MJF wants him to do, which includes a cage match with Wardlow, getting whipped on TV or some shit.
Yeah, that was the one weird one, like 10 lashes.
Yeah, and you can't touch MJF until Revolution pay-per-view, which whatever. So, but again, Cody cut another crazy, very good face promo.
Yeah.
Great face promo against MJF. Like, if anybody in WWE wants to research how to cut a face promo or write one.
We're talking to you, Ricochet.
Yeah, or fucking write one, writing staff. But anyway, yeah, but otherwise, other than these sort of long-term booking angles, not too much going on in AEW except for the news, gentlemen.
Oh, I was going to say the other thing, there was a little, again, this falls in the same category, but there's a little Dark Order vignette where they're talking to some sort of voice.
It's Matt Hardy, spoiler.
Right. Whoever this higher up is that's turning you, that's pulling the strings.
That's legit?
I think so. It's kind of, it's talk. There's murmurs because Matt Hardy's not renewing his contract with WWE.
Good job, Matt.
So I think...
or it could be a bearded guy, whatever his name is. The Fiend's old boy.
Oh, Luke Harper? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably Matt Hardy, though, because it fits with his overall, like, broken, woken sort of... True. Like, he could be, like, a cult leader, like, really easily. So, I think it's going to be Matt Hardy, and I think because of the Bucks' relationship with Matt Hardy, they have a very close relationship with the Hardy Bros. So I could see that happening.
And the only other real development from that was, like, that their plan that they're kind of, like, trying to bring the Elite down, basically.
Yeah. I hope it's better than the Nightmare Collective reveal where it was fucking Dr. Luther from FMW back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I will say this. That actually looks good. They actually look good this week. Coming out.
The Nightmare?
Yeah, Nightmare Collective.
Yeah, Nightmare Collective looked better.
They had a tag team women's match.
It was a good match. Mel is a good wrestler. I don't really know much about her before.
Brandy Rhodes and them, they got the best intro music in AEW. Fight Me.
No, you're right.
I think that is fire.
Actually, I kind of like Cody's theme.
I do.
I really like Cody's theme a lot.
I only like Cody's themes because I actually read the lyrics.
Yeah.
I heard the and listening to the lyrics, I'm like, oh, this is like such a good Cody Rhodes babyface song.
My father said.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Bars. For sure, bars.
But so yeah, the big news from AEW.
Yeah, you want to break it, Grace? Grace, you want?
No,
this just in.
Breaking news. A week later,
did you just do the MTV News soundbar, Rod?
Kurt Loder.
Yeah, right. Well, they signed a TV deal till 2023 with TNT. It gives TNT a
more wrestling
option to pick it up again in 2024. For I think more money. It would be like probably a big jump in money.
Yes.
I think there's significance to when this is all happening. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this.
I miss the significance of when it's happening. I know that, like you were saying, I think the deal is like 175 mil or something like that, money wise. I think it's just shy of $200 million. It's a big ass money deal.
Yeah,
Not
no,
on
it's
some
a big
Vince
deal.
McMahon Blood Money Saudi Arabia shit, but
Sure.
as much as you can get that's above board.
Right.
Vince, you ain't do it. It was not you, Vince. It was not you.
Vince was in there like, hey, Khashoggi.
So I don't know. I've heard people speculating about this. I don't know if this means that they're getting this money and they're gonna have to pay for their own production type stuff, or if TNT is gonna cover like the money that it takes to run the show too.
That'll be interesting because up until now, haven't they footed their own?
TNT's been doing everything, I think,
TNT
up until now. But now that they're giving them this big dump of money, I don't know if that is gonna. I don't know.
They
That's an
probably just need
interesting-
to invest that into some cameras.
Yeah.
Some trucks. It's 175 fucking million.
Yeah.
It's you can do what you want to get what you got to get done type money.
Yeah, lighting rigs and shit like that. Soundboards, yada yada.
Little shit like that.
So
They need to work on their sound, though. Sidebar, because
Hopefully-
that's the only like.
Hopefully
technical
that
issue
money
there.
just
Apparently a lot
goes
of that's
into the
been TNT's
passports.
yeah,
Go into some passports. Get some Okada passports. Some Ibushi Kid passports. 2 shows. I mean,
I'm with it.
Make Kenny feel special again.
Yeah, for real. I think they are going to do that though. AEW this year, I think Kenny's taken the criticism. He's been looking pretty strong. It's only been a couple of
he's
weeks.
been looking better.
But he's
been
won a
looking
couple of singles matches. They're number 1 contenders for the tag team belts. He's looking good in ring at the very least. But yeah, so AEW signs the big contract. The other thing to note about the contract, not only is it an extension of AEW Dynamite, but they're going to have a second show as part of it. So basically, a lot of people are saying that they're going to potentially rebrand AEW Dark, their YouTube show, and just more or less do something with that kind of formatting. So it'll be interesting to see.
So
exactly
is it going to be
what that looks
live
like.
or recorded?
I think it's gonna be recorded.
I think it's going to be recorded. I think that's the idea, is that they want to keep their promises to their wrestlers as far as like you only have to work X amount of dates and shit like that, but they still want to be able to have
Shit. Extra
But then again,
extra money. That's what I
that's
check.
true. I think a lot of people are going to AEW for like quality of life shit. Where
Let me
like
ask you this.
if
How much
WWE gives you more money
Is this really a war?
between WWE and AEW,
Or is it just the evolution of wrestling?
I think Vince McMahon looks at it as a war. I think Vince does. I think AEW uses the rhetoric of a war to get everybody excited and hype and shit.
So who's
but I
using
don't
it as
think
a
they
war? Because besides the little Hall of Fame
Yeah.
mockery,
Yeah.
I don't think they really mentioned AEW or even like talk bad about AEW or even Cody himself. Like,
I mean, the Dusty Class is a bit of a scumbag move.
but no. Don't cut this. We're going to air this.
Yeah, for real. No, I'm not cutting.
Like, Dusty molded NXT. Like,
He did. They have.
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Dusty, I'm not going to say taught Triple H the game, but I'm pretty sure Triple H got a lot of how he views and understands wrestling from the time spent with Dusty Rhodes and building NXT. Like, the Dusty Rhodes Classic is definitely, it's not, I don't think it's a shot. I think it's definitely like a salute to Dusty. You know what I mean? Because with the time that those wrestlers put in with Dusty, you can't take that from them. This is the next generation. You know what I mean? It's like he was around for so long. Like, when you got Sasha and Belly who have their own Dusty Rhodes stories.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, is it really? It's not really a shot to me. Like, it's
I think it's sort of.
but it's a big thing for NXT.
It's like
though.
an incognito shot. Like, I feel like it works on a couple levels for them. Because you're right, they have a legitimate, like, he was very instrumental in NXT, influenced a lot of those cats a lot. But when you think about, they're not using footage of Dusty, like video of him, like on last week's, not this current week's, but the previous week's NXT to promote the classic. Like, they're trolling a little bit. I think they're kind of overexposing it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just like,
But I don't think they're in the wrong. I don't think they're in the wrong.
I don't necessarily think they're in the
but
wrong.
it-
I just think it's a bit of a scumbag.
Just to jump back in it, just to
D-bag
jump
move.
back in it. Also, like, no offense, and this is not me, and I am a WWE mark. I'm not against AEW. I don't wild out for everything that they do because I feel like a lot of people feel that way. But I watch every AEW event. Yeah. I want to go to every AEW show close. It's wrestling. I love wrestling. Word. But they don't own no history to wrestling.
That's real.
Yeah, man. So it's just like, no offense, these names and the money put into a lot of things that went into these wrestlers. Yeah, man. It's like that's the ownership is in different places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's just like you can't really just think because that's your. And this is fucked up. I'm going to be the guy that says.
Oh, you don't think because that's your dad that you own that shit?
Yeah. Like, no offense. No, you don't.
That's real.
I mean, and this to keep it a bean. Like, Vince didn't really do for Dusty. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Vince didn't really do for Dusty. Like by the time Dusty got to Vince, he was wearing polka dots.
Yeah.
Like
Vince put him in polka dots to fuck him over.
Oh yeah, but
Vince and Dusty. The thing that makes this even more Machiavellian, you know what I mean, is like the relationship that Vince and Dusty had was very antagonistic, but at the same time, like he worked with him because he was the only in-game in town.
Good for business.
Before Eric Bischoff, there was Dusty Rhodes.
Right. Yeah.
You mean Dusty was the booker?
Yeah.
He was the head booker. He was coming up with the ideas.
And as soon as he had to come crawling for a job, Vince wanted to make him look like an asshole.
War games, like Dusty Rhodes. He has definitely helped build the WWE universe, on history. Like,
for sure.
A lot of the war games, we love war games. Thank God Dusty Rhodes invented war games. Yeah. Like, to me, that's my favorite match. I'll say it again. Yeah. Mm-hmm. My birthday's 9/11. War games was always in February. September.
Yeah.
It's how it worked.
Wait, your birthday's 9/11?
Yes, my birthday's
9/11. Bro. Yo, I will never forget your birthday.
Damn, that's a fucked up joke.
No, it is. Yo, my uncle's birthday is 9/11 too. That's it's hard shit.
That's funny. But I don't know, man. Like it's just like I'm glad WWE still honors Dusty Rhodes. Like a lot of people get forgotten in wrestling because of beef. You know what I mean? And it's just like even what beef the Rhodes have with WWE, they have not forgotten them dudes. Like.
You're right. That's the thing that's interesting about all this too, is that the relationship that Cody and Vince and Dusty and Vince have, it's complicated. It's not as simple to say like, oh, fuck him, whatever. Like, because Cody said too in interviews that I have my own personal beef with WWE, but I appreciate what they did for my father towards the end of his life. They gave him a lot of responsibility and a real job and a real place to grow talent and do what he wanted to do and pay him. And he lived well for the time that he was with us, you know what I mean, in that context. And so he's like, it's tough. Because on the other hand, fuck him. That's my dad. I should have that shit. But at the same time, they have a very complicated thing. So what I think as far as I think Vince, when I say Vince thinks it's a war, I say this because I think Vincent Kennedy McMahon has proven himself to be the ultimate macho dickhead that views everything through the lens of war. It's like he's like on some Lao Tzu shit. And I think AEW probably views it more. It's more personal for Cody, but I think the rest of the company thinks of it as we just need to make our mark.
Right.
That's where I'm thinking. And I think Vince and Cody have this sort of mental chess game that's sort of beyond anybody else.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah.
How long do you guys see AEW lasting? Do you see them around in 10 years?
I do.
Because in 10 years, who's going to be retired in 10 years? Kenny will probably still be going.
Kenny will be like 46 in 10 years.
He could still probably wrestle though.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're
now,
if his strengths, this is a whole convo. Yeah, his strengths are sort of, he requires like a younger athletic body. But to be fair, AJ Styles is like 42, 43, and he not only is he in great shape, but he's still very good in the ring.
Also, even Jericho. I mean, Jericho used to be a way different wrestler.
That's true.
Back when he was younger than who he's been lately.
But Jericho is. I love Kenny Omega. I don't want to talk shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh man, I feel like I know what you're about to say right now. But
Kenny doesn't have the Kenny doesn't have the mic skills, he's great in ring, but everything else is underdeveloped. So Jericho is a better all-around wrestler if you take character work into.
Are we talking all time? Are we putting Kenny all time already?
Kenny, I think we're just. I think what Keith is saying at the very least.
I'm saying that like
Jericho's above. Kenny for sure right now.
And I'm also saying that Jericho.
I guess it's even because Chris Jericho doesn't have a 5-star match in him unless he's wrestling Sammy Guevara
or Kenny Omega. No, he did. That was he wrestled Kenny Omega for a 5-star.
I don't agree that was a 5-star match. We said that.
We were just talking about this. Actually,
yeah, we just were talking about. That's just my opinion though.
I give it like a 4.75, 4.75.
I'm not going to overrate a 5-star match and call it a 7-star match. Like,
nah.
I've seen a Kenny Omega. I've seen 4 Kenny Omega 5-star matches. That wasn't one of them.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of.
I mean, like to me, that doesn't probably that match with Jericho doesn't even make Kenny Omega top 10 match.
I don't know.
It's top 10 all time.
I would say it does.
I mean, impact wise, but match wise, no.
I think it works just because it's a clash of styles. I think it works better than Kenny and Moxley's match. It's the same principle. It's Kenny wanting to try to work outside of his comfort zone.
Kenny's greatest match hasn't even happened, and it's probably never going to happen. AJ Styles.
Yeah.
That is unwritten.
By the time it happens, they'll be too old.
It'll probably be happening fucking Saudi show 10 years from now.
Oh my God, it'll be like Goldberg, Undertaker.
15, 20 years
listen,
from now.
That's crazy. You know, I feel like the Saudi people, like, their fans are probably requesting, these matches. So it's just like, by the time they get a whiff of this AEW shit, you know what I mean? And what's his name? Khan?
Yeah, Tony
Khan. Tony Khan called some of his cousins back home and shit. Tell them, like, listen.
He's not from Saudi Arabia.
Lord have mercy. All right.
Hey, I'll cut that one.
He got cousins over there, dog.
His family's Pakistani. He's like,
listen. Got cousins over there. Like, listen, you gotta support the home team. Gotta support the home team and cut off. You know what I mean? Because then AEW could take that contract to Kenny Omega. Like, listen, I got $5 million blood money. This last 7 minutes will not be aired. Last 7 minutes will not be aired on tape. You can get the uncut, uncensored. Uncut.
Yo, I was gonna cut it, but then you kept going, and I was like, "This is fire."
Nah, man. You can catch all of this action and more on People's Pipebomb Pod.
You should bleep me. You should bleep me.
Just bleep you for like 2 minutes and
just bleep me. Plug Grayson on People's Pod, People's Pipe Bomb after dark.
Censored. Too hot for TV.
Oh man, PBB, holla. Team PBB.
Yo, so what do we want to do next? NXT?
An extra.
Let's talk NXT. What do we got to say? We got
the return of DIY.
The return of the return of Johnny Gargano. Remember, it's been a minute since we've
Johnny Gargano is NXT. I didn't even feel like he left, but he wasn't.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't really feel like he left either, but I did feel like he left.
He was out. He missed it. Johnny Takeover, Mr. Takeover.
Yeah,
Takeover, Mr. Takeover.
And he was pissed, and he came out to fuck Finn Balor's world up. Ooh. So, they got a little bit of beef. Had a good promo battle recently. I'm assuming they're going to fight at some point soon. Yeah. Next big takeover, probably.
Actually, is there 2 takeovers coming up? Because I feel like...
I don't fucking know.
All right. I'm going to be talking out of order right now.
But Finn said, at the next takeover, Johnny, I'm going to fight you. That's my Finn. It's not very good.
Yeah, so I know...
You're always after me fucking Lucky Charms, Johnny.
Is World Collide the takeover?
Yeah.
Hold on, can we do some research?
Yeah, Google it real quick. I'm gonna pee.
If there's a takeover in Philly, Elimination Chamber weekend,
I will definitely go to that.
Fuck yeah,
I'll definitely go to that.
Let's find out.
Yeah, I thought I saw that there was one in February. Maybe
no, it is one because Bianca Belair just won.
It's supposed to fight whatchamacallit,
yeah,
right?
And that's not. Worlds Collide versus.
I doubt that's going to be in Worlds Collide yet. Maybe they're going to do that on a regular NXT. Yeah, it was both of our girls that ended the drawing last night.
Yeah, I was hoping Bianca Belair won.
I was hoping Bianca won too, actually, because I was like, it doesn't really make
Like when
sense to have her fight Io.
No, hold on. Who went out before Io? When
was Shayna,
Shayna
right?
Baszler went out.
Yeah.
I was like,
So yeah, having Shayna win wouldn't have made any sense to me because having a rematch immediately, I feel like they gotta let that build a little bit if they're gonna have a rematch, not just jump right into it the next chance they get.
All right, everybody. Pete, what'd you say?
I didn't even.
We talked about all of everything. You missed it all. Were you still recording?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
I let the mic roll, baby.
All right, word. Well, then there we go. Yeah,
Shit. Were we talking shit?
No, we were talking straight wrestling.
So there.
Yo, that Keith. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna edit tomorrow. But yo, fuck Keith. Bro.
All right, so it's NXT Takeover Portland,
no,
and that's Valentine's Day weekend.
Oh, I know what I'm
Shit,
doing.
I'm out of town.
Where you going?
I'm going to New York. I got Kira tickets to the fucking for
You
Christmas.
guys seeing Cats?
No, we're seeing Swan Lake, the New York Ballet, because I'm a classy gent.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at that.
Look at me. I'm gonna wear my finest monocle.
I'm going for my finest.
Dust off the good monocle for this one.
Yeah. Nice.
Woo! Ballet. NXT Portland, which is
February
Valentine's Day
16th.
weekend.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's a whole nother.
Wait,
NXT.
February when?
16.
Oh, it's Sunday. Oh,
Wait, what?
the 15th is Saturday.
Oh, interesting. They're gonna have it on a Sunday.
Definitely a Sunday.
Ooh, hot takes. I'll be in town. I'll watch that.
February pay-per-view is in Philly. No, that's March.
Oh, yeah, it is March.
So maybe they're not.
Hold on, are you guys
doing
going to
one
Elimination Chamber?
How much are tickets?
Regular, like
Yeah, I'll probably.
I'd maybe go.
I would go.
Yeah.
I'm budgeting.
I'll have a good time. I'll have a good
Elimination
time.
Chamber though.
Oh yeah,
I'll have a good time.
You're not gonna have.
I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy the
Dude,
wrestling, but I'll have a good time.
I'm gonna get really high on the train and drink like a fucking fifth of whiskey out of a Mirren bottle.
Y'all want to sneak
Yeah,
some food in there?
Yeah.
Wear big hoodies, sneak some food.
Yeah, that's what me and shout out my boy Russ. That's what we did last time the Sixers had a game on a snow day. We took the train down there, and I just finished making like some ramen, so I had an empty.
Oh,
thing
I
of
remember
Mirren.
that day.
Yeah, I poured like whiskey into a Mirren bottle. We're just drinking out of like a fucking
Mirren bottle? They're like, yo, you guys are
Yeah, we're just drinking Mirren.
bottle.
Drinking Mirren on the
Giving yourself
subway.
diabetes.
Drinking Mirren on the trolley in the fucking Broad Street line.
I mean, Mirren has alcohol, but
not enough to really.
not.
It's
Yeah,
way
you got
too
to drink
sweet.
a lot of Mirren.
So Gargano and Finn Balor is sort of set up for NXT Takeover Portland on February 16th. But yeah, like you said, DIY. They had a little knowing glance, Ciampa and Gargano, and then what's his face, Mustache Man.
Mustache Mountain.
Mustache Mountain, Stevens, Seven. I'll keep wanting to call him Stevens.
Trent 7.
Trent Seven challenged him on the interweb, said, "Yo, get DIY back together. We'll fuck
So
around."
you guys
and
are
have a fight."
mates. Can they stay mates long enough?
Can they stay mates? Can they mate? Like, bro, I ain't your mate.
I ain't your mate, bro.
Yo. Of course, last night some new DIY merch went up.
Yeah.
Bruv, I ain't your mate, fam.
Fam. Fucking waste man, bro.
Woo! Damn. Is that Drake across the table?
Is Keith Lee gonna beat Roderick Strong next week? How y'all feeling about that?
Well, they jumped him this week, so I don't know. I don't think Keith Lee's going to beat Roderick Strong. I think they might do a series. They might do like he loses the first time and they build him to, because it's not like a regular. The thing about NXT that I like is that it's not booked like WWE. So like they have the patience to do that because they know Keith Lee's over. I think they could do a couple of matches and have Keith Lee win after the second or third one, potentially, you know? So I don't think he's going to win next week, but I think Keith Lee will be your North American champion when they start to dissolve the fucking gold rush that is the Undisputed Era. Who no one says that.
How'd you feel about the women's battle royal for #1 contender last night?
Your girl Bianca,
Thank you.
the EST
EEST.
of NXT, she brought it with the win. I like it.
Yo, she's like my favorite athlete.
Yeah.
She's great.
Like,
I like the choice to have her go up against Rhea Ripley too, because I was talking to Grayson little pre-show about how it came down to her and Io Shirai, and it makes I can't really put my finger on why, but it makes more sense for Bianca Belair to have the shot over Io Shirai at this moment.
In the words of the great CM Punk, you gotta make Rhea Ripley look big.
Yeah.
So it's like, I definitely don't have them putting the belt on Bianca because she should have never lost to Shayna because she should have never went up against Shayna if she wasn't winning the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's still her only loss. She might have lost one other time besides that to this day.
Yeah.
So she really never really needed to lose, but the undefeated streak stigma was following her. And I felt like they wanted to get that off of her because it's like every match was becoming like super big, not for the actual match, but because of the streaks.
Yes.
Because we were in, the world of streaks once upon a time. So,
Everybody loves that shit.
glad the streak life is over.
Yeah, me too. R.I.P. streaks. But Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Also, Bianca's her athleticism. I mean, she can make Rhea look really good. She could feed a comeback really well. She's physically strong enough. Rhea Ripley is a big girl. She's physically strong enough to be able to just like throw around a little bit to kind of build the tension.
I want them to put on takeover style. Like,
I think they can.
They have a nice bar that I need them to reach.
Yeah.
Like, I need them to touch that Bailey, Sasha. Now, I mean, and that I can't really
That's
put that
kind
up
of
there
special, but I get your point.
because of the chemistry.
I get
but
your point.
with the size and fact that they have been kind of mingling the last few months, so it's like they kind of do know each other in the ring. At least since War Games, they was not on the same team, but they've been mingling. So it's like they know they know the movesets. It's like y'all in NXT. Fuck it, raise the fucking bar. I'm not trying to hear that. Oh, they set the bar so high. That is pointless in NXT.
For real.
And again, like Keith was saying, I think that Bianca, she's got the right size to work well with Rhea Ripley. Io's so much smaller in stature and also is like kind of like straddling the line between being a face and a heel. Like she's a heel, but like doesn't doing a lot of like heelish stuff necessarily. Like
no, she actually her heel gimmick works almost like anti-hero face in the States.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I didn't realize they had so many women in NXT.
Dude,
till last time.
I was saying like, yo,
And they're all good. Rap about it. Tell me about Raw.
I don't like, I'm not going to say it was a super great show, but I feel like they progressed so much in this show. Well, with the conclusion of Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy, just it did it for me because the fact that I don't think Buddy Murphy got a fucking win in like the 1,000 matches that they had in the last 3 months.
He's been putting on really good quality TV matches, and no, he does not fucking win.
I know who put Buddy Murphy over. It was Cedric Alexander. Actually, I'm not gonna say they put each other over, but he definitely put Buddy Murphy over at that Super Showdown in Australia.
Sure. Yeah, that was a great match.
Great match,
Grayson,
and I didn't think he
one.
was going to win that.
I don't even remember this.
We did.
Who was on that? Who was on that show? Was that The Undertaker and Kane?
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah, that was the
Shawn Michaels and
Brothers
Triple
in
H
Destruction.
versus DX.
Or no, I think wasn't it just
No, it was Undertaker versus Triple H.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they brought that angle in. They did the next one on Saudi.
Great show. Nah, half decent show. Whatever. But Buddy, I like the story that was told with Buddy Murphy because to me that just was like perfect booking.
Yeah.
Perfect booking, especially for Buddy Murphy because one, he low key might have gotten a bigger push out of losing than Aleister Black did out of winning.
True.
Like they might just find Aleister Black a new opponent and he has to do what he just did for another 2-3 months. I would love to see like Aleister Black fucking versus Brock Lesnar. Like fuck it, just book it. I don't even need to see a build up for it. They'll never do that shit.
No.
But
Aleister Black wins the Royal Rumble.
I mean, I think that would
They're
be a great
not
thing to have
gonna
happen.
do it.
It's never gonna happen.
They're
but
not
I think that would actually because
Wow.
he's like sitting there at the line for this push.
if you had a wild card, and I'll get back to Raw, but if you had a wild card for the Royal Rumble, why not Aleister Black? That changes everything.
It does.
That books Aleister Black and the Fiend immediately.
Finally.
That'd
Damn.
be great.
They're not gonna do
That'd
it.
be great.
did it,
Again,
Grayson. You
guys,
unlocked the
that'd be
level.
great.
Give us our back.
Gentlemen, let's all take it back a step and realize they're not gonna do what we want them to do.
Somebody might hear this.
Somebody might hear this.
This is a great idea.
Yeah, we freaking.
All right. But no,
Yo, also hire us for a writing team because you guys suck.
Yeah, lucky we don't have no real money for no like super dope equipment and could just be pumping out shit all day because we would do it.
All right, man. Drop it to Vince McMahon's house. Loudspeaker.
Vince.
Podding straight from the van.
Invasion angle. Pod from the tank.
You guys want to go to Connecticut?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Connecticut's lit.
I hear Connecticut in January and February is lovely.
Yo.
As a person who lived in Maine for 4 years, Connecticut this time of year is great.
Shout out to all our listeners in Connecticut. But yeah, Buddy Murphy, that was a great booking. You're right. They swerved me because I'm used to WWE having like 3 or 4 in a row, same match, meaningless match on TV, and then never talking about it again. Yeah. But those Aleister Black Buddy Murphy matches were really good, high quality, high work rate. Each one, yeah, they were really good.
Each one.
What swerved me is they actually followed up with good storyline, like Rod said.
Buddy Murphy,
Buddy's still there,
just sitting there on the ground, like, damn, I can't beat this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I don't know.
And then he joined the Dark Order. Swerve.
Joined AOP and Seth Rollins. I think that solidifies the whole Seth Rollins AOP faction.
Another member. What are they going to call it? You think they're going to give it a name?
I think they call it Monday Night.
Well, he's the Monday Night Messiah.
Yeah,
but who calls
himself? That's not the name of the group.
No, I think that's Seth.
I think Seth is the Monday Night Messiah,
which I kind of like as a name for Seth right now. I like that his gimmick is like, I don't know, he's really leader. It's like, oh, I'm amazing, and I'm what's running this company.
He got J&J security on steroids.
Yeah,
he got Dolph Ziggler turned into Buddy Murphy.
He got one glove.
You know,
Seth only needs one glove.
It's definitely. Hopefully, we get some good matches out of that. Like,
yo, what is with Seth Rollins and one heel Seth with one glove, man? He's trying to capitalize on that Michael Jackson heat. that Finding Neverland heat.
Or that... Oh, no, you know what? I'm about to say Matt Taven. I think Matt Taven wears 2 gloves. Never mind.
But, so Buddy Murphy, that was a big highlight from WWE recently. But anything else we want to touch on before we get to the elephant in the room for WWE is the Royal Rumble, gentlemen. We're recording this...
The Rumble.
The Rumble. Thursday the 16th, the Royal Rumble is 10 days away, and what the fuck are they gonna do?
Brock Lesnar is in the Rumble.
Brock Lesnar is in the...
He in the number 1.
That's the big news.
So we know he's gonna throw out
20
people from the ring.
Like 20 people?
Yeah.
Brock eliminates 20 people.
The only thing, I mean, it wouldn't even... As far as trying to predict WWE... The only thing that I could see is that Brock wins or Brock goes down to the last one and gets thrown out by somebody that starts a rivalry. But who that person is and what the context, it's confusing. What do you guys think Brock Lesnar being in the Rumble, what does it do for the Rumble? What does it do for WWE storyline?
I think whoever eliminates him wins the Elimination Chamber. And that's how that person reconnects with Brock. I think it sets up the Elimination Chamber. I think whoever wins the Rumble is definitely going to go after the blue belt. And the person that
went after the Fiend, even though nobody seems to have like a personal relationship.
Again, Aleister Black be the one. It'd be the one
because I don't know if they're moving everybody away from the Fiend again.
I don't know.
We'll see. Via SmackDown this week, hopefully. See what goes on. I'm sorry. I don't really watch SmackDown because it's on Friday.
It's a bad day and it's a bad show.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. It's a bad day and it's a bad show.
Tuesday on Fox would be lit, though.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble. You got Brock is going to be in it. Other than that, I mean, Roman might be a favorite. Might have Roman Reigns, but who is he going to do Brock again? Is that the way they go?
Fiend.
There's a part of me that thinks Roman versus the Fiend for WrestleMania. Like,
does Roman sit out the main event and like do something with the Usos?
He might separately because he does have a match on the card. Roman is in the Royal Rumble and he's also fighting Corbin on the card.
Okay.
So there's a good chance that there could be Roman and the Usos versus Corbin and his lackeys, Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. But I think the Rumble's gonna go down. I don't know what the swerve is gonna be. People say maybe that Edge might come back because people are saying Edge is cleared to wrestle now, even though he's old as shit and whatnot. Love you, Edge. Shout out, Edge. The live sex celebration. You're a legend. But yeah, what is the swerve of the Rumble this year? Any ideas?
Maybe there is no winner. I don't know.
Maybe Brock eliminates everybody and just jumps over the top rope.
It's next week we're gonna find out. It's actually next weekend.
We're gonna build. And we'll do some predictions for the Rumble once we get a little bit more info. But right now it's kind of anybody's game. I know they're pushing a little bit of Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre, those cats.
That is actually a good pick.
Drew McIntyre?
Drew McIntyre.
I've been wanting Drew McIntyre for a minute.
For a push for a while. Again, he's good.
But unlike other years, I guess, maybe we rewind a little bit. The Royal Rumble, gentlemen. Other years seems to be a little bit more, not predictable, but there's years where you can kind of sense who's getting the push. This year it seems kind of amorphous. Like last year, I picked Seth and Becky to win. Becky especially was really obvious.
Yeah.
Even though they tried to swerve you by not having her in the match. And then
I hated that.
The year before, Asuka and Shinsuke made a lot of sense. They were sort of pushing them that way leading up to it. Generally, I don't know. This year, I really don't have a fucking clue. So it should be interesting. At the very least, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I'll probably put my head in my fucking hands like when Brock won Money in the Bank last year. But,
oh my gosh. Yo, that was nuts. I don't know why I'm talking about this. But that was... Oh, man.
Yeah, boombox in the bank.
This motherfucker showed up out of nowhere. Oh, man.
Took that joint.
Also, so Royal Rumble, one of the big four coming up. Let's do a little quick breakdown like we did with Survivor Series. Gentlemen, let's talk about Royal Rumble. Real brief. What do you... memories of the Rumble? What's your favorite thing? I personally, the Royal Rumble is probably my favorite pay-per-view all year.
My first Royal Rumble party. I'll never forget it. I had a party for Royal Rumble. 1994, Lex Luger and Bret Hart Royal Rumble. But that was the night that Owen kicked the shit out of Bret. And it was due. I was ready for that shit. Selfish motherfucker. Sad, very sad excuse of a big brother until he came to his senses and put the Hart Foundation back together. But that was my favorite Rumble for a long time. I'm trying to think of a Rumble that I liked. That one where John Cena was a surprise entrant after he tore one of those muscles in his arm. They said he's gonna be out forever, and he showed up in the Rumble as number 30 and won the shit. I think that was the Rumble that Triple H came back. Maybe 02? No,
it would have been later if it was John Cena.
Not 02.
12.
12.
No. 8, maybe.
Maybe that makes sense.
It was one where Triple H came back,
yeah.
And he came back on the same night. I think the Undertaker came back, and that kind of was like the big thing going into the Rumble.
Yeah,
and then John Cena came back at the Rumble, so nobody knew he was coming back at the Rumble. Nice. And John Cena won the fucking joint, so that was a good joint.
My favorite Rumble. Actually, Grayson, you got any Rumble
Rumble
things you like about the Rumble?
Rumble's always been good.
I fuck with the Rumble hard. I love it's my favorite because it's my favorite match type. Because you really get to see the whole roster. You get to see little feuds play out. You get to see new feuds made. You get to see the number one contender. It's a fucking beautiful thing.
Yeah, especially about when it comes, in the season.
Yes.
When they used to stick to what the Rumble was, I really appreciate it. Like when anybody started winning a Rumble and fucking up the main event, it just got corny.
When that happened?
Triple H won the fucking belt in the Rumble.
Oh yeah.
My favorite thing about
Batista
the Rumble,
won. Anybody won that one.
I don't know, my favorite shit about the Rumble thing about the Rumble is just it's a time where they like to debut new wrestlers and
Surprises. Who's entering?
Yeah,
the Rumble?
and bring back old wrestlers. So that's kind of what I like the most about the Rumble, because for my money, the match is usually complete shit.
Oh,
It's
dude,
just
I
a
love
great
how
big
shit it is,
schmoz.
though.
It's just like a great big like shit show. It's like kind of hard to follow for a while. There's too many fucking people in the ring. Like,
My absolute favorite.
it's just like a great big, it's like a goofy, like silly brawl type thing without much wrestling happening.
It's like you're talking shit about one of my children,
I
Grace.
know, I'm sorry. But then you get awesome things like Doink the Clown and the Honky Tonk Man showing up. Which is my personal favorite part about it is having the unexpected people just show up out of the blue. Jeff Jarrett coming out and hitting people with the guitar. I don't actually know if he's done.
Rumble shit. So Royal Rumble, a great pay-per-view. For those of you that somehow don't know about the Royal Rumble, I want to get back into what I was doing in the early podcast, our first couple episodes where I'm explaining things. But so Royal Rumble, 30 people. I say people because now there's a men's and a women's Rumble. And 30 people, you enter, you have 2 people in the beginning, and then you enter one at a time every 2 minutes until there's 30 people that have come into the contest. You get thrown over the top rope is how you get eliminated. The last person standing wins a number 1 contender shot at whichever belt they so choose.
Thrown over the top rope, what? Both feet?
Your both feet have to hit the ground. That brings up another thing. Favorite Rumble tactics. I'm going to go with, I'll say HBK skinning the cat so I don't, give away the lead here. But
Yeah.
when HBK did that thing, he got thrown over the top rope, but he held onto the rope and then he just flipped his whole body over. But, I mean, you guys
Owen
know,
Hart did it better. No, I'm just playing.
you guys know the obvious answer, though, with Rumble tactics.
Are we talking about just hiding?
No,
Jerry
fuck
Lawler.
hiding.
Jerry Lawler.
Just hiding the whole
I'm talking Kofi, man.
Oh, the Kofi spot.
Kofi spots
The
at the
Kofi spot.
Rumble. Kofi, before Kofi won the
My fault,
chip
though.
this year.
My fault. He won a world championship at WrestleMania. I thought he was over that. I thought he was a little.
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
he's a little
past
bigger,
that
he's a
this
little
time
bigger than
now,
the Rumble.
yeah.
I was about to say on NXT last night, what's her name? Shotzi Blackheart did the
She did Kofi spot.
did the hiding spot. She hid
yeah.
for like half the match and then came
Oh,
out and
yeah.
eliminated
Yeah,
Shayna.
he definitely eliminated Shane.
The hiding spot is ridiculous. So hiding under the ring until it's
Again, when
half
it's like
over.
there's so many fucking people, so much shit going on, nobody even notices Shotzi Blackheart disappearing because
Also-
there's 30 fucking women in the ring.
Also, so the other thing about Royal Rumble is like you don't have to actually be in the ring the whole time. You don't have to participate. So you can just roll out the bottom of as long as you're not over the top rope, you can just do some weird heel shit. I fully expect Brock Lesnar to just be standing outside for 15 minutes laughing at people.
That'd be great. I hope he does do that.
Yeah.
I hope he comes out with the stupid fucking boombox. Yeah.
But so Kofi Kingston is known. John Morrison also did some similar shit, and he's back in WWE. So maybe he'll do some. Maybe there'll be a Morrison versus a Kingston spot at the same time. That'd be a funny angle.
Somebody
would be
eliminates
cool.
somebody on the outside while
Yeah.
trying to get back in the ring.
But the idea being that instead of having both your feet touch, either one foot touches or neither feet touch, and you have to do some sort of acrobatic climbing back into the ring, whether you're using a chair or running along the barricade or doing something crazy and
Doing
athletic.
a handstand, walking with your hands.
All sorts of shit. So those are really cool. Other general tactics of the Rumble is like the weird unholy alliance and then turning on somebody like the last minute to try to get them out. I love the Royal Rumble. It's a great pay-per-view. It's a great match, in my opinion. My favorite wrestling match. And highlights, you got 92, Ric Flair coming in from WCW, bringing the big belt with him and just running roughshod, doing what I think they're kind of setting Brock up to do, precedent-wise. He went from 1 to 30 and 1. And then, so many people have won the Royal Rumble of note. You got Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin. Steve Austin won 2, I believe.
3.
And 3? 99. Wait, no, 99 was McMahon.
97.
97, 2001. 2001 is my favorite Royal Rumble, by the way. 2001's the best.
97 and 98. Because he was a marked man in 98 Rumble.
97, 98, and 2001.
Three rings.
And Vince
He
won.
cheated
Vince
Bret Hart in 97, though.
And Vince won in 99 by not participating until the end. Vince did the ultimate, I'm not doing shit until the end.
Yeah, could have been 4.
So,
easy.
There's some classics, man. I highly recommend, if you have way too much time on your hands, next week leading up to the Rimble, watch some old Rimbles. Enjoy.
For sure.
It's a fun thing. 2001 probably being the best quality-wise. If you just want to watch one that actually will hold your interest the whole time.
Royal Rumble is very fun. Don't let my disparaging things that I said steer you away from it. It's a lot of fun. It is.
The last couple have been pretty good.
In 97 when Stone Cold went on the run, he threw out 8 people in a row. And it's just he was getting bored throwing people out. He's doing push-ups and yawning and shit, sitting on the ropes waiting for people to come out. And then out of nowhere, the 8th person that comes in is fucking Bret Hart, and he fucking does the face. He goes fucking crazy, oh shit, Bret Hart's coming. They was beefing headed up into that fucking. The year after that,
was hard.
He stunned everybody on the roster before the fucking Royal Rumble, so everybody's waiting for him to come in, and he comes in from out the crowd, and when his music hit, never came down the ramp. How the fuck he won that Rumble? I don't know. 30 of y'all couldn't get rid of him. That's out of pocket.
Good shit.
Good shit.
So Royal Rumble, we'll be doing a little prediction pod beforehand. Tune in, check us out. We'll post it. We'll keep you posted on social media as far as where we're doing it. So again, follow us on the social media. We have Instagram and Twitter at People's Pipebomb Pod. Give us an follow us, DM us, talk some shit, start some beef. We got feuds. We got what else? What else we want to do? Some heel shit on there.
I'm going to cut a promo next week.
Cut a promo on your ass. That concludes this episode of the People's Pipe Bomb. Get ready for Royal Rumble.
See you next week, folks.
See you next week.
Arrivederci, baby.
Woo! Hasta la vista. Hasta la pasta, baby. And also, gentlemen, finish up your bowls. Scrape that bowl. Lick that shit quick.
Get schmutz all over my beard.
Anyway, so this has been the People's Pipe Bomb Podcast. On behalf of myself and Fat Rod and Grayson, the doctor of wrestling psychology, we want to say peace, pot, and micro dot.
It's a wrap, folks.
Peace, pot, and microdot.